closer than close. This infinite intimacy, this which seems to appear all by itself and simultaneously erase itself, has no edges. There's no outside to what is going on, and therefore no inside, edgeless, borderless, centerless. It is not a thing. It is not a non-thing. There are no inches. There are no centimeters. You know that. You know that units of measurement are made up. Well, similarly, words seem to divide this symphony of perception and its inseparable recognition. Just in that sentence, it seems like there's one thing called perception and one thing called recognition. But you know that without words, there really are no things, are there? Only with thought do things seem to appear. And perhaps a feeling of solidity can be formed by the thought stream, by these words. Every word is like an explosion of memory. The word tree, all the trees that word can seem to encapsulate, to hold, but really very widely, yes? Sky, infinite sky, measureless. And the word seems to capture this thing called sky and omit everything which is not sky, including trees, including the earth, including the sea, including you and me. All these words, this flowing poem, this monologue of thought, painting our world, painting this dreamscape of separate things and separate moments and separate events and separate people, seemingly creating things like love and beauty and tears and wonder, and yet without words. Is there wonder? What I sing of, you know, intimately, and yet perhaps you long for this magic, this enchantment. But if there are no inches, and there is no division, and there is no separation, then longing for magic is indeed magical. This, which seems to appear and is not a this or a that, or both, or neither, is unavoidable, yes? And yet it is unreachable, ungraspable. edgeless, vast, seamless. All measurement is made up. There are no inches. There are no centimeters. There are no separate trees, separate sky, separate earth. The sunset is not separate from you. Only in the languaging, only in the words does it seem like there is a thing called a sunset, and a thing called a you, and a thing called love, and a thing called longing. And yet how beautiful this world of things is. It is the only world we can ever know. For simultaneously, there is this infinite, intimate, measureless expanse, vast and perfect, spontaneously self-arising and self-erasing, without beginning or end or any time at all, simply, magically blooming and wilting. And never is there a flower you can grasp and tuck it into a book of poems and hold this magic forever. Forever is another concept. Never is another concept. Concept is a concept, is an idea, is a word, is a thought. Thought is an idea created by thought. Oh, and oh, and oh, how sparkling, how magical. You know this, that logic and lines are made up. You know this, that real and unreal are ideas. Truth is an idea. The idea that there can be something that is real and something that is not real. There would have to be an assumed place of solidity, of reality, from which to view this other thing called unreality. But there is no other, you know that. There is no better. There is no more. There is no next. You have never found an other, a better, a more, a next, have you? And yet there is a longing for certitude, a longing for knowing, a longing to capture this magic that you know is there. But the magic is the ungraspability. The magic is the unknowability. The magic cannot be known, but it is felt. It is intuited, and it is all and everything and nothing at all. Simultaneously, inseparably, the knowing, the unknowing. There is no one to know. There is no one separate from all this. You can't step outside of all of this. Can you? Can you find an outside? Can you add something to what's going on? Where would it come from? Can you take something away? Where would it go? No. And it's all magic. It is a magician's trick, but there is no magician. It is an enchantment without an enchantress. It is an illusion, and that it is an illusion is an illusion. And all these words seem to spin a web of thought, and all words reference other words. A net of jewels, of reflections, of echoes, beautifully dancing and forming the story of you and me and love and beauty. Ah, how magical. Longing to escape the illusion? Where would you go? Longing to enter the magic? Where would you come from? What is not magical? How could this not be magical? Self-arising, self-releasing, simultaneously, with no pause, no moment in between, no separate moments, no separate thoughts, not really even a magically loomed world of thought, of words. There's only one thought at a time, one word at a time, like the tip of a burning stick, spinning, spinning, seemingly creating a center, you, and an outside, all that is not you. And all that is the magical illusion of thingness and the assumption of knowing. And yet, and yet, and yet, you know that there is not one big thing, ungraspable. There are not many things that can be glued together, stitched together into a thing called wholeness or oneness or completion. It is always super complete in itself and needs nothing, requires nothing, and this is love. This is love that needs nothing. This is love that requires nothing. And calling it love is just another name, another thought, another idea. But you know this, you feel this. And yet it is scary too, because if there are no things, there is no you. And every person you have loved in your life is just another story like you. We are these stories, this memory spinning. You tell me your story, and I am part of you, and you are part of me. And I can never erase you from myself. And why would I want to? Because I love you. How could I not? You are this magic called life, called love, called magic. Wondrous, unknowable, ungraspable. It is all love, and there is no love.